Welcome everyone to a Reve Today 10 question series. I'm so happy that you're joining us for another episode. We tremendously value creativity, quality, and wellness, and we are on a journey to pursue these things. Meet wonderful people and share inspiring stories. I have with me today an incredible person who is Joan Butler from Relationship Center for Change. Joan, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
So, as you know, this is the Reve Insiders is an exclusive network of global leaders, businesses, brands, professionals, and creatives. And our 10 question series is all about exploring what professionals, creatives do and how they're making a difference in the world that we live in. And once again, today we have Joan Butler. A little bit more about Joan Menke Butler. Joan is actually a psychotherapist, coach, and consultant, and she helps women navigate major transitions and pivot with purpose by guiding them to blueprint, bridge, build, and harvest the next chapter of their lives. So, Joan, with over 2 decades in coaching and consulting, you've undoubtedly witnessed numerous transformations. Can you share a pivotal moment that solidified your passion for guiding others towards personal and professional fulfillment?
Yes, it was actually during COVID, I'll give you a much more recent one, that I got a call from a woman that years previously I had worked with individually in therapy. And she called and she said, I want to let you know that an attorney might be calling you to access some of my old records. So I inquired what was going on in the moment because she had moved and she had taken a new position, a leadership position in education. And she said there were so many various opinions and ideas about what to do in the educational system during COVID that she got really burned out and she went on to workman's comp. So I listened to her and I said, some of the work I'm doing right now would really benefit you. So she started working with me, and about a month into the Dream Builder program, which is a 3-month program, she said her attorney said to her, what are you doing? Your focus, your energy is so different now. Well, she had done the preliminary work of blueprinting and moving into the bridging stage. And he noticed the difference in how she was now looking in a much more positive way to the next chapter of her life.
Amazing. So tell me, transitioning from a licensed marriage family therapist to a life mastery consultant, that sounds like a really big career shift. What inspired this transition, and how was your background in clinical psychology influenced? How did that influence your coaching method?
Hmm. Okay, good question. When I made the transition, I have to say it was more of a gradual transition. Right after I got my license, I continued to study, and I continued to study both as a consultant and a coach and a therapist. So when the time came that I started really teaching programs in the next chapter of a person's life, I was ready to pivot as my clients were from telling their life story, which they would do when they would come to therapy, which is a very healthy and good part to do at one point in your life, to those that really wanted to create a current different story. And so
Hmm.
my work was really, it was really authentically the next step for those clients that were ready to take that next step. And so it was really
Right.
curious to make the leap with my clients.
Wonderful. So your Dream Builder coaching program emphasizes phases like blueprinting, bridging, and building. So how do these stages specifically aid individuals in overcoming those limiting beliefs and aligning with their true purpose?
Okay, well, when people come to me, first of all, I say, look at me as your mental health architect. So if you were going to build a house, you would ask them to blueprint what you want. You had to be really specific. So the first stage, many times people come and they have thoughts and they have feelings about what they want, but they haven't really clearly defined it. So what I do is I work with them in calibrating a really crystal clear blueprint. That's the first stage. Once they're clear with that blueprint of what they want, then we start to bridge the gap between where they are and where they want to be. That's the stage where all the work of mindset comes in terms of what are they thinking? How is it different now that we want to think about what the blueprint is compared to what it was before? What are they feeling? How were they acting, or what were their results, so we can get different results at this stage in their life?
Very nice. That's really wonderful. And in your experience, what do you think are the common challenges people face during career transitions, and how do you actually assist them in navigating these obstacles to achieve their aspirations?
Yeah. What stands in our way are our paradigms.
Hmm.
Paradigms show up for all of us as delay, dissuasion, defecon, which is a military term where we just kind of freeze. And it's not if, it will happen. Our paradigms will show up. And this is where, when you have a crystal clear blueprint, that's your compass. So when, not if, but when those paradigms come up and you're kind of, I'm able to help you as your architect say, come on, let's go and let's see the compass, because this is what you say you want. So let's go for that. So paradigms, it's always paradigms.
That is so interesting. And I know that you collaborate with a diverse range of professionals. And it's so interesting, like from the spectrum of pastors to financial planners. How do these partnerships enhance your approach to coaching? And how do you balance your relationships with your partners and clients?
Nice. When I first started as a therapist, I joined a group called Business Network International. And it was groups from all over the world, and they would come together early in the mornings. They would be anywhere from attorneys to doctors to pastors. And we would come and we would share what our services and our skills and our education and what we did in life. And with that, what happened would be I would get to know those trusted people in the community, and they would get to know me. And many times I would be a supplement to what they were doing in helping their clients with mental health needs. And so, really,
Mm.
it enriched everybody so that we could be helping our clients and each other to know trusted people in the community that would help each other to be successful and happy. And it was a win win.
That's beautiful. And I know that central to relationship center for change, one of your specialities is empowering women during significant life changes. So tell me more about a success story where your guidance helped a client embrace that new chapter with strength and grace.
Mm. Yes, there was an attorney that called me, a divorce attorney that called me and said that one of his clients really needed some coaching. This woman was going through a major shift in her life, both personally as well as had many, many assets that they were trying to gracefully, with strength, divide up and move forward in each of their lives. And as the mental health architect, one of my jobs is to help one with mindset so they become emotionally, their emotional muscle gets stronger. And during our process, as we blueprinted and she got crystal clear on her next chapter of her life, she took the steps to bridge where she was, also some of the mindset that she had to strengthen and shift and heal and move forward. And she did a beautiful job of shifting with grace and strength and without, over time, without resentment or blocks to her next chapter. Because for all of us, if we hold on to resentments, it blocks our flow to our next chapter. So a lot of my work is being able to unplug those blocks so that you can more gracefully go into your next chapter of life for success and happiness.
That is so amazing. And I just want to say I love the term mental health architect. It's so beautiful. So one of the other things that is really important to you and two of your passions is nature and movement. Those are mine as well. And tell me how do you actually integrate these elements and passions into your coaching sessions? And what are the benefits that you have observed in clients who embrace this holistic approach that you provide?
Beautiful question. So, with each session we start, we do something called generating state. And when you generate state, it's about breath movement. When we go through a significant change in our life, we're going from the sympathetic to the parasympathetic system, our nervous system. When we are in the sympathetic system, it's fight, flight, or freeze. When we move into the parasympathetic, it's rest, digest, and create. So each session starts with breath work, breath movement. So we move from the sympathetic, the fight, flight, freeze, to the parasympathetic, rest, digest, and create the next chapter of one's life. And that's how we start. And then through the whole time someone's working with me, I'm a big advocate on being out in nature and moving for whatever that means. Even if it's 5 minutes taking a walk, or 5 minutes
Hmm.
going out and sitting next to a tree or being by a plant, or whatever movement calls to you, because the body is a part, it's the mind, body, soul, right? And so we need to
Hmm.
also engage that. So that is in movement, shifting us into the next stage of our life.
Tell me the story of the Chinese bamboo.
Yes, I love the story of the Chinese bamboo. So in China, there's this kind of bamboo, and they plant the seed, and then every day they go out and they water it. And every week they make sure it's fertilized. And they do that every day. And for the first 2 years, it grows 2 inches.
Wow.
The fourth year, it grows 80 feet.
Oh my
There's,
goodness.
I know. So the Chinese know that. A lot of other societies would be like, "What are they doing? Nothing's happening here." But they know. And there's a mountaineer that coined the term absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. See, they know, they have experience that those years that they are watering the bamboo, the roots are going very, very deep. So by the time the
Mm.
fourth year comes along and it's 80 feet high, when the strong winds come, the roots can handle it because they have had time to nurture under the ground. So that's really important when we are building our next chapter, that we are building strong roots when we blueprint and we bridge and we build and we harvest. It's a process. And then you can have
Mhm.
beautiful next chapters in your life.
It's definitely a journey from what I'm hearing, a
Yes,
beautiful one.
it
And I
is.
absolutely love that story. I'm so glad that we had that question here. So tell me, just with the rise of digital platforms and adapting your coaching practices to maintain those meaningful connections with clients, even during times when in-person sessions aren't always feasible, um, how have you adapted to this?
Wanisha, I want to say I am absolutely shocked and surprised myself how much better it is than I ever would imagine. And plus, it connects people like you and I that are in completely different continents. It's like, it's amazing in that way. But with it, what I've noticed is that I've gotten more personal with people. I've shared more of my struggles. I've become more authentic in my own process because I really want to connect with individuals. And so I think it's made me really, with probably my experience, my education, and my age, I've been more willing to open up and really come across those digital stages to really make connections.
Mhm. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that, Joan. And I'm so glad that you find this space refreshing. But reflecting on your journey, what advice would you offer to aspiring coaches who aim to inspire and also build quality relationships in their practice?
Nice question. I think first get trained from the best. Find the best in your field and get trained with them. Continue to grow throughout your life. Continue to be open to learning. When you see something interesting, go for it, learn it, continue to learn and grow. And build your community of people. Because when you know other people that have other services and your client needs that service, you have built trust with other people in the community that you can trust if that client goes to them, they're going to be served well. So I think it's really important that you build community with other trusted people within your community so that you can help the community and then be authentically you.
That is such amazing advice. I love it. Thank you so much, Joan, for your time and for your energy as well, because ever since I met you, I know that you do wonderful things, including playing pickleball.
My movement, some of my movement.
Yeah. So thank you so much for being here today. And I would encourage if anyone is watching today and is inspired by Joan as I am, get in touch with her, her relationship center for change. And Joan, what are the best ways to support you and follow you, and where can people get connected to you?
Okay, well, they can follow me on LinkedIn or they can follow me on my email, which is joan at rcchange, or they can go to my website, which is relationshipscenterforchange.com.
Amazing. And of course, we'll have all the information in the description below. So thank you again, Joan, for this wonderful session that we've had, and all of the advice that you've shared. It was really so nice talking to you.
Thank you so much for having me on.